What's good, citizen Randomville? Welcome to another town hall meeting with your local government. Sitting at the board table with me is Moses, John, Uncle Will, and Nate, joining us from all corners of your city. Everyone, say hello to the good people of Randomville.
What's up? What's up, Randomville?
What's up, y'all?
What's going on, y'all?
How's that weather? How's that weather in Randomville?
Hot.
Hot, humid. How you guys been this last week?
Hot. Hot and humid, man.
Ooh. I know. If I feel like anything that I do, I'm just like sweating, like just constantly.
I know. For real.
I could be just like getting up from lounging like for a good 4 hours. But if I get up and just go and lift, like move a box or something, I just start sweating. I can't deal with humidity.
I've been running up that electric bill, man, with that AC. I can tell you that much.
Yeah. Oh, this is going from the last place. We didn't have AC in the last place. We had the window ACs in the last place. So now we have AC. Oh man, it's getting us now.
We call, as an HVAC tech, we call them window shakers. And once those things break, man, you don't even try to fix it. You just
those are tosses, bro. I mean, I understand. Listen, I'm not bougie, citizen Randomville. I know they're expensive, but I know from working on radars and stuff, like something that small and compared to like the one that I got on this house, there's no reason to even try to fix it for the cost that it would. It would cost more probably to repair the stupid thing than it would be to get a new one. So I get that, man.
Yeah, the cooling capacity of those things is very small.
Yeah, they try to tell you like, oh, this is a cool room that's 300 square feet, and then you put it in like a 200 square foot room, and it's just running constantly because it'll never cool it all the way out.
Running up your bill, man. Never satisfied.
Yeah. Man, it's crazy though, because you think about I mean, I know we're all from different parts of the US, but like you think like 10, 20 years ago, you know, AC was a luxury. You know, nobody had AC in the house, you know, and nowadays it's like standard.
Yeah. I think it's code now, if I'm not mistaken. You know, like when you build houses, you know, like newer model houses,
they have to have AC.
Code. Yeah. Or actually no. It's central heating.
Yeah,
it's central heating. You don't have to have cooling, but you have to have central heating, which doesn't make any sense to me.
Especially out here. It don't. I mean, it get cold sometimes, but it don't get like freezing cold.
Yeah.
Remember that? When what was that lake? That nasty lake we went fishing at for the first time.
Oh, Moreno.
Yeah.
Yeah. That shit was filled up with molasses, man.
We went out. That was our first time. Me and Moses went out on our float tubes to go fishing. That was our first time, and we would kick for a good 30 minutes and get like 10 feet because the water was like just like you said. Yeah, it was like molasses. It was just like
a double IPA.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
That was our first time on float tube, and at that point we were both like, man, I don't know if we got into the right sport here, man.
Yeah. That's pretty rough, man. It got kind of scary for a second because we went straight across the lake to the other side. We were like, "Ooh, let's go over there."
Yeah.
We went over there, and it got windy, and it was just hard to keep up, man. And then we were like, "Damn, we got to get back on the other side of the lake."
That was your birthday camping, right, Mo?
Yeah. And the only reason I bring it up because that night, like the nights out in Lake Moreno, it was freezing, man.
It got cold. Yeah, it did get cold.
Yeah. That out there, I can understand having code for heating, but.
Yeah, I know. Not down here. Shit.
Yeah. How's everyone else doing?
Straight. Good.
Doing all right, man.
Just surviving, man.
I seen John giving that footwork in on that heavy bag.
Oh, yeah.
Trying, bro.
Yeah, with those body hooks.
Yeah.
I've been rusty off of it. I haven't done it in like a while. Cause I get into those fucking little slumps, dude. Can't avoid the slumps.
Yeah, I know, huh? For real. Hey, I bought that. So John, he had bought a headband with a ball. You know, it's attached to it, right? So,
Is that why the eye look a little black right there?
I got inspired. I got inspired to God, man, that thing is fucking hard, dude. That thing is so hard to hit like 3 times in a row. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like you get 3 times, you like, hell yeah, you try to swing at it again, and you get popped in the face, you know?
What I did, I made it shorter, like shorter than arm length.
Okay.
So it'll be like it's kind of like a little easier, but
Like it
just
keeps
like,
up because I noticed you gotta like toss it. And then you gotta, like, hit it.
Wait, and this is attached to your hat?
It's attached. To
It's like a headband,
Oh shit!
and there's a ball on a
Yeah,
on like a bungee cord,
a little bungee cord.
and then you just hit it and it goes out and comes back.
I
Yeah,
got
there you go.
2 times with that. Yeah, there you go.
I can imagine because like even if you try to do head work, it's attached to your head, so it's
You can't avoid it.
it's coming back at you no matter what.
You literally have to like spin like your whole body in order for you not to get hit. Because if you just try to like sway or like flip it, it'll follow your ass like straight.
Yeah, it's coming for you.
Yeah. There is a lot of footwork you got to do with it. You know what I mean? And I didn't realize that. I thought it was just, you know, like just banging the ball, but you have to like turn and like let it like swing past you and then hit it again. It's pretty intense, dude. And then I was watching these videos of these little kids, like 7 years old, just giving it licks, dude. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, dude. I seen some pretty. Like,
I took it off my head.
Gave up for a second.
Yeah, I gave up for a second.
No, man, y'all inspire me, man. I might go out and get one now.
Yeah. I gotta post our videos and shit.
Yeah. I just want to like get a good workout in the living room here.
Yeah. Those
That'd be cool if
kettlebells,
you could just
I
sit
got
on the
some
couch.
kettlebells the other couple weeks ago. They finally came in after like 3 months of like waiting on them.
Oh, is that the balls? The what do you call them?
The kettlebells?
Yeah, the kettlebells. There you go. Yeah.
So I got like a
Big,
30, 35 pounder and then a 26 pounder. And yeah, that's all I've been doing so far. But that's a good
26.
It's random. It's kilos. It's through kilos.
Yeah, it's kilos, bro. It's kilos.
Oh, okay.
It's not even exact 26. It's like 26.
Yeah, it's like 26.3 or something like
Ah.
that. My introduction into kettlebells was from my buddy Justin on my first ship, and almost nobody knew about it. And he tried to explain it to me before they arrived. First off, Dummy ordered these heavy kettlebells onto the ship, and it's not like we have a truck pull up to the ship. Like they have to helo this onto another ship and then send it over to our ship. And so he's like waiting for like 3 weeks, and then he gets his boxes, and the dude from the mailroom just calling, just cursing because he had to like put these things down 3 decks to his space just to call us to come get it. And but so this dude ordered these. I forgot where he ordered them from, but he was giving me like the history of them while we were waiting for him. He was telling me like, oh, they're old Russian weights, the way they were invented, where they used to be cannonballs, and they would just like weld a big handle on it.
Oh,
and
shit.
I was
That's
like,
dope.
this is interesting. I was like, I've never seen one at that point. So I was like, I can't wait to see one. And so he gets like a whole bunch of these things, like from small to like large. But he ordered them from this Russian website, and they sold them by poods. Poods. So that's the Russian measure, like weight system. So one pood,
That's how
two
they
pood.
measure it?
Yeah, that's how they
the
measure.
Pudenheimers.
Yeah, and it doesn't match up. It doesn't match up with pounds. It don't match up with kilos. It's like by poods. And so anytime I see a kettlebell, I always think of that. Like he's like, oh, grab the 2 pood one. I'm like, are these? And they weren't even marked. They were just like tiny to large. And he was like, grab the 2 pood. I was like, which one's the 2 pood, man? I don't know which one you're talking about.
It's funny as hell.
Yeah.
Damn. Made out of cannonballs, huh?
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah. So I guess he used to get really like he went into like this fasting diet one time on the ship, and he got before he did it, he read like 4 books on fasting.
Oh shit.
And so he used to get like really deep into these like diets and these workout regimens and stuff. So I mean, if you met him, like your first thought was he wouldn't be that, like he's not a bright dude. Just because you're a smart dude doesn't mean you're smart. Like you could be bright, but you could still do stupid things. So he kind of fit into that category. And when I met him, he came on the ship. I'd already been there, but when I met him, we went out together on Liberty, and I think the first time we went out was in Hong Kong. And he told me to do something stupid, and I was like, that's not a good idea. He said, just because it's not a good idea doesn't mean we shouldn't do it. And then from that point on, I would get into nothing but trouble with this guy all the time, because that was like our motto. Like, and it was like,
that's funny.
We didn't have somewhere to stay, but we didn't want to go back to the ship. And he was like, let's just sleep in this doorway. And he like pointed at like this doorway with a light over it. And I'm like, I'm not sleeping in a doorway. And he's like, no, don't worry about it. I was like, that's not a good idea, man. We're going to get robbed. He's like, just because it's not a good idea doesn't mean we shouldn't do it. And we ended up sleeping in the damn doorway that night.
Dang, there's something about those words, huh?
Yeah. I was like, well, you're right about that. Let's go.
It sounds like a pimp would use, like, you know what I mean? Like it's magical and shit.
Yeah, just like a Jedi mind trick. Like, well, you're right. Let's go sleep under the doorway. Nah, yeah. So like I said, like so now when people say kilos, I always try to relate it to poods. I don't know the calculation either, but I mean that was my introduction into kettlebells, and I love them ever since. Like I love swinging kettlebells around, man.
Yeah. Those are actually fun, man.
Yeah,
it's a simple
fun
workout, like just hella simple, and then it'll burn like hella calories.
Yeah.
You can work on like coordination with that too. Like when you're throwing them up in the air and catching them.
Yeah.
And bring them back down, you can like focus as well as work out too, you know?
Yeah. And so all our listeners, to all our fans, to all the citizens of Randomville, when you throw on kettlebells, start light if you've never done it before.
Oh yeah.
It can get dangerous, and even to this day, I still drop a kettlebell every once in a while. I don't ever put it on my Instagram, but I do drop a kettlebell every once in a while. So.
Edited.
Yeah, edited. Yeah, I delete. I discard those videos. Those don't go on there. But yeah. Anyways, how you doing, Uncle Will? How you doing?
I'm doing all right, man. Just listening about these kettlebells and poods. Kilograms I get, but poods I don't. I'm with you. I don't quite get that. And then this is again because it's Randomville. This is kind of random, off topic, but it's a current event that just recently happened, where 2 U.S. senators posted pictures. I'm sure you may have heard about it, by John Lewis, who just passed away on Friday. Guy's like 80 years old, had a bout with cancer. Now these 2 geniuses posted pictures of of Isaiah Cummings, who passed away last October, as pictures of John Lewis, giving our condolences. Put the wrong picture up there, man.
One of them was Florida's Senator Marco Rubio.
Yeah, and the other one, some dude, Sullivan, Dan Sullivan. I'm like, you 2 more. Why would it just don't say anything? Damn. That just shows how disconnected they are from reality to be that stupid to put that up. Now I'm sure they may come back and say, "Oh well, one of my staffers did." Yeah, okay, fine. You had to look at it before it went up.
Yeah, man.
I mean, that. Oh. And it's like, how the hell you gonna put up that? And that's also a way to say, "Oh, they all look alike," because they do kind of favor a little bit. They're both older and bald, but I mean, come on.
That's gonna be their excuse. Like, oh yeah, they look alike. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that one just kind of pissed me off. I'm like, really?
That's messed
That's the
up,
same
man.
system the cops use. They look alike.
Yeah.
On George Floyd, right?
Yeah.
Or the guy when they went into Breonna Taylor's house, that was the system they used, right?
Yeah. Well, they did a no-knock warrant on that one, and then because the guy they were looking for was already in jail.
Yeah, but they were saying her boyfriend looked like the guy that was in jail, and that's why they went in there.
That's
That's
crazy, man.
terrible.
I seen a meme earlier. Shit, what did it say? It said, not all cops are bad cops, and then on the bottom of it says, well, you fit the description.
Because you're a cop. You fit the description. You're wearing blue.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh man.
you know what's sad about that is it in that logic that makes sense, right? If you're gonna say he looked like the person I was after without even doing any kind of investigation to find out if that is the person that you're looking for,
Yeah.
right? Well, you look like every cop that shot somebody that didn't deserve it.
Yeah, it goes both ways, man.
Yeah, right. And I obviously I think we do need policemen, right? But a lot of it does, the thing I always said about the military, it's not for everybody. Like I went to boot camp and we had in boot camp like the intro into the Navy, right? Which isn't even the Army or the Marines. We had people fall out then. Like people just couldn't do it. People couldn't take the yelling. People couldn't take the having to, fall in order. People couldn't take that. And people left. Like literally 2 weeks in, peace out. Here's your papers. You're gone. Like, and it's not even a dishonorable discharge. They didn't even get into the military. It's just like, you didn't make it through boot camp. Peace out. That's it. That's like, don't try to come back again. But even beyond boot camp, like we're still trained constantly, right? In the military, like constant, like, we got to shoot guns at boot camp. We went in the gas chamber at boot camp. Like when we went to ship, we had to train to shoot every year, if not more than that. We when we do force protection training, we had to be sprayed in the face with OC spray. And that was like you had to recert, like, but it's just constant. And then not to mention like all the other little training, like just to put everything to muscle memory of what we do. Right. And it's just, I totally agree. There are good cops, but on that end, like they spend what, like 6 weeks of training before they become cops?
It's barely any.
I think the academies are depending on where you are, but they're somewhere between 6 weeks and about 3 months. Just depends. I think there's a couple that are about 6 months long, but it just depends.
And again, like even 4 years in the Navy on a ship, I seen dudes that I stand watch with next to, just like at 3 years in, say I can't take this anymore. Like you got 1 more year, dude. Just sit up. Like I can't do it.
Yeah.
Like I've had dudes sit across from the table and just tell me, I'm gonna go crazy. I got to get out. Like, I just can't do it. And I'm like, wow, you got a year left. Like you got a year, you did 3 years, dude, 1 more year. And he's like, no, if I stay here for another year, I'm gonna go crazy. And
that's crazy.
He goes see psych people and this and that, and, end up getting his papers and walking. Like, think about how much training that dude went through up to that 3 years. And he still at that point was like, I can't take it anymore. Like, so when it comes to these officers, I don't know how much training. I've never been a police officer before, but you don't know who is on your force. So for you to just blanket statement like all cops are good, that doesn't suffice for anything. Yeah, because you don't know. Like from the guy who just came in to the guy who's done 10 years, you still don't know, right? I mean, he after that 10th year, something could set off his mind like, I hate my job and this is what I'm gonna do from now on because I have authority. So
wild, man.
Well, about up in Portland, Oregon, I know you guys have been seeing all that with federal agents being on the street, not wearing, they're wearing battle uniforms. They're wearing fatigues, they're wearing camouflage uniforms, no name plates, no nothing telling you who they are, what unit they're with, and just grabbing people off the streets, man. That's been going on in Oregon now, and 45 says, it's coming to a city near you, basically, is what he said in an interview the other day. I think on I can't remember if that was the one with Chris Wallace or not yesterday, but because up in Portland, they've had that thing where it's basically kind of been a police-free zone.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Citizens are doing, citizens are keeping other citizens in check that are doing shit they ain't supposed to do.
Yeah.
Well, they decided to send in federal officers to just start snatching people off the street. There was a veteran, a Navy veteran. They broke his hand in 2 places because he asked them, "Hey, why don't you honor your oath?" They broke his hand.
Wow, man. That is crazy.
Yeah.
What
But
the
every time-
hell?
On that note, too, some former military people do try to be getting froggy with some of these policemen. I've seen multiple videos of like a dude who's been in the Marines for like 9 months get froggy with some policeman, or somebody in the Army try to stand up to the policeman like, "Do you know who I am? I'm the United States Army." Like, yo, bro, you could be the cook in the United States Army, man. I don't know who you are.
Jeez, man.
And I know they got and those ladies are out on the street tonight. They're the moms of a lot of those people the demonstrators, the protesters that are out there. This is up in Oregon. A lot of the mothers of a lot of those people are out there. Matter of fact, they formed a line just over the weekend, I think. Of course, they got pushed out because they shot them tear gas and all that crap, man. So just peaceful demonstrations aren't peaceful if you're getting shot with tear gas and quasi-rubber bullets. You get shot with a rubber bullet tear gas, it's probably going to piss you off.
Yeah. It's going to hurt, too. Shit.
Yeah. Speaking of pissed off, have you guys seen the nunchuck bear?
No. The what?
The nunchuck bear, man. You guys haven't seen the nunchuck bear? Oh, man, I can't believe I'm going to have to show y'all this.
All right, show us, Chris. Let's see it.
So it's in some kind of zoo or something like that. But let me bring this up. I can only show a second of it, but let me. So this is what 2020 is bringing us here. Look at this.
What the hell?
Oh snap, yo! Oh snap! You know what he's doing.
This is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Bears, bro. Man. This is what we gonna need. This is what we gonna need to get out of this 2020 funk is the nunchuck bear. Look at
them.
That's
That's our 2020 Black Panther.
Yeah.
Oh,
man.
Damn, that's crazy.
And speaking of bears, you guys see the Russian video? I think it's Russian video of the bear that that ran into those campers on the trail.
Oh, I saw that earlier. Yeah.
Oh my god, man!
He was just sniffing her, licked her legs, and man, shit.
Yo, bro,
you can't run because if you run, he's gonna chase you and kill you. So like,
I don't know
bear
about
took a
you.
nip at the lady's leg too.
You know what though? See, I don't have to outrun the bear. I just gotta outrun anybody with me.
Yeah, that is exactly it. I don't know how they kept
motherfuckers. The slowest motherfucker is dinner tonight, yo.
Yeah.
Someone get it mauled, but it ain't gonna be me.
Damn.
That bear was just licking her. I was like, damn.
Yeah.
Like, right.
And she just stood there. She's like stood there frozen. And her friend tried to take off. I was
she started walking away.
Yeah. I was like, that one about to get everyone messed
Everybody
up.
gets up.
Yeah.
Man. Bear.
And then you guys see, I think it's an older video, but have you seen the other bear, the one that the hunters were sitting up in the tree?
I haven't seen that one.
They saw the bear cubs down below, and then all of a sudden, like something spooked the bears, and they climbed up the tree, and the bear didn't know the hunter's there, and the tree was right. I mean, the bear was right behind the hunter, like this on the tree.
Oh my god!
And whatever spooked the bear didn't even notice who was up there, so it like crawled up the tree. All of a sudden, it was like, "Hey, what y'all doing up here? Like, y'all got some snacks?" Like, he was just like looking around. I was like, man.
Yeah.
I went like 3 weeks ago when I went on the monkey rant. Now it's bears, man. I like animal videos, man.
Oh, did you see the one where the bear hit himself in his nuts?
Oh no.
Oh man. He was trying to push the fence down. It was and one of the board, I think it was a board or something, hit him in it. Oh man, he did what we do, man. He went down. You ain't got to get hit there. You just got to get grazed. It don't take a lot of pressure.
Yeah,
that bear, man, he was hurting. I have to find that one, man. That shit was funny.
I'm gonna make all the ladies mad, but you guys seen that meme? Says keep talking about how pregnancy hurts more than getting kicked in the nuts. You ain't never seen a man ask to get kicked in the nuts again, but y'all keep getting pregnant.
Oh man.
Oh, damn.
Damn. It made me think. It made me think, right? Like that's true. Like y'all keep asking for babies. I ain't never say, yo,
go ahead and kick me there.
Give me in the nuts again.
That's hilarious, man.
Although people like Jackass and the Dudleys made a fortune out of getting kicked in the nuts like constantly.
I know, man.
I'll pass on that shit. Oh, did anybody hear Antonio Brown's retiring again? Retiring again.
Again?
Again.
Favorite rapper?
Player turned rapper. Rapper turned broke.
Yeah, he said the risk was not worth the reward, so he's gonna retire. And in my head, I'm going, well, hey, you already retired because ain't nobody want your ass.
I know.
Nobody want him.
But what's the risk? Like, which risk? I mean, is it? I understand like getting hit and the.
Well, he didn't say, so I figured he was talking health wise as far as it has to do with I assume that's what he was talking about. But who the hell knows? It's Antonio Brown, so I mean,
that's just the perfect excuse to.
Yeah, because he didn't get picked up. Like, if by now, if a team wanted him, it's the perfect time to grab him. If you need it.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah.
But for NFL teams, the risk isn't as great as the reward, right? Like,
yeah.
Like, hey, bro, you just gave everyone an excuse not to pick you up, bro.
There's 4 or 5 teams that could really use him, but it's, as you said, that risk taking him, the reward on the other end for him to freak out and just do some other crazy shit, and now your team
Kanye West.
Oh Lord, don't say Kanye West.
I was just about to say.
Oh my goodness.
His
man,
meltdown was something else, man. He needs help. He needs some
he really needs to get back on his medication. And all those people that were around him and back of him on that stage,
they need to do something.
Y'all need to have an intervention. I don't care how much money he's got. Hey, put him on a 5150. Give him 3 days. It's 72 hours. He needs to go, man. That's just sick, dude.
Well, that was a sign of a very
cry for help.
Bad mental health issue, man, right there.
Well, I was watching something today about that, and basically they said the last time that he was, I would say, of sane mind was when his mom was alive still. Like that was the only person that could keep him sane and keep him on track. And then once she passed away, it's like the wheels fell off and he just flipped out. I mean, some of the stuff he was saying in that rally, I'm just like, man.
Why when he started out, Harriet Tubman didn't free the slaves. She took them to war and there was somebody in the back. I heard him go, "Hey, let's go. Time to go. Gotta go.
Let's get the fuck out of here.
We gotta go. Let's get the hell out of here.
Let's get the fuck out of here."
I just want to know if those people expected something different. Because if y'all don't remember, he was on TMZ that said, what was it? Slavery wasn't real?
Yeah, it was something along those. It's a choice. Yeah,
slavery was a choice. And I think there's like 2 or 3 black people that are staff members of TMZ, but they like went off. Like, you're talking about dudes who get paid to take pictures of this dude versus that guy who's a millionaire. They were ready to throw down with Kanye West. Like, what are you talking about? And
hey, did you guys see the Ashy Larry version of that whole TMZ thing?
Lotion?
No. I'm gonna have to go look that up.
I took the top off my lotion. Y'all gotta watch that, man. That shit is funny. It's comedy, dude. Yeah, but damn, Kanye. False prophet.
Apparently, a news outlet has it. He said that Kim Kardashian tried to get him committed after that rant.
He needs to be.
And you know what? I think that's the best thing for him.
Yeah.
He needs something.
Yeah. Jesus. What? The boy needs Jesus. That's what. Because if loving God is wrong, I don't want to be right.
Nah, what you guys were saying about the whole his mom and him being sane, that kind of coincides with his music. I mean,
Yeah.
no, I think I've said this before in the pod, but I was a huge Kanye fan when the College Dropout came out. I was actually
Same
in
here.
Chicago,
Oh,
and
shit.
and that album dropped, and it was like the city anthem. Like
Oh,
no
yeah.
matter where you went, you heard someone playing any track from that CD.
Shit,
Right.
you caught the real feeling.
Yeah, like no,
was
that
the
town
feeling.
was hype when that CD came out, and I was there when it came out.
Dope.
And man, I was loving the city. Like I said, I've never like traveled through a city and just constantly heard the same album being played almost anywhere I went. But they were supporting, and if y'all listen, I still think I don't care what he's released since then, but that's his greatest album ever.
Oh, College
And,
Dropout.
Yeah. And then agree again, like you start getting into like 808s and Heartbreak right when his mom passed. Like his music ain't never been like the same really. You know,
Yeah, you felt that.
Jay-Z kind of try to bring it a little bit back with the throne,
Yeah.
but other than that, when you look at all his solo projects, it's it
Yeah.
starts tapering off.
funny. It's
Yeah, I saw a
funny how-
blurb where I think he wants Jay-Z to be his vice president running mate.
Nah, I
I
don't.
saw
Jay-Z living that life. Yeah.
No, no.
Jay, Jay is okay,
Jay-Z's
man.
never-
Yeah.
You don't need that.
Nope.
Jay is like the
He
top.
never take a VP. He never take a VP role.
Yeah, besides
He ran for president
besides the fact that he's like a billionaire off of all his own other ventures, he really don't need that. That's true. I don't see him being no sidekick.
No,
Yeah,
no.
exactly.
He'd be like, "You want me to be in the
The
government?
sidekick.
I'm gonna be pres." He's like, "I'm gonna be
Yeah.
pres. You gonna be VP with your crazy ass."
Oh man.
Speaking of sidekicks, have you seen? You guys see the 6-year-old superhero?
No.
I
His-
think I've
his
seen
name-
that. Oh, did he
his-
say
his-
from the
His
dog?
name is Bridger Walker, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
dog was running to attack his sister.
Oh.
And
Yes.
little man jumped in front of the dog and took all of the punishment, 20-something stitches or something like that. His
Damn.
face all beat
Yeah, his
up.
face all beat up, all swollen. I'm like, man.
And
Damn.
I might get choked up, but this little boy, they said, "Why'd you do that?" And this little boy said, "If anyone was gonna die, it was gonna be me, not my sister."
Wow.
This is a 6-year-old boy, man. Oh man, true hero, man. True
Oh yeah,
hero.
that's true heroism right there
Yeah.
for sure.
Little warrior, dude.
Yeah.
Warrior.
Took
Fight for
the
mine.
punishment,
I'll
man.
die for mines.
And if you guys look, I know if you're watching on YouTube, I'm probably gonna put some picture up here of little man. But he's just like just
Yeah, the whole as you look at his whole right side, I
Yeah.
mean, really, his eye looks almost shut. It's so
Yeah.
bad.
What kind
It's
of
so bad.
dog was it?
I don't remember what
I don't
them saying
remember.
what kind of dog, but
Yeah, I don't remember that either. But I just remember
Yeah.
seeing.
No,
actually,
but
I don't think
I
anyone
look at it
said.
like this. But not just a hero though, but it just goes to show he was raised right? Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
100%.
someone out there is raising that kid right.
Yeah,
you
he
know?
didn't take off and leave his sister. He's like, I'm
Right.
taking care of my sister.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that shows the selflessness of a young man that's being told this is what you have to do. You have to protect your own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, he's a hero, but also it's like, I want other people to see, hey, this is how kids are supposed to be. I mean, look, don't get me wrong, you ain't supposed to get attacked by a dog, but
Yeah.
he protected his family, and I think that speaks volumes to whoever's raising him,
Raising him,
you know, right now. So,
Yeah, 100%. Shit, even a lot of adults don't even have that, man.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
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 adults
crazy.
be the first ones to run.
Yeah. Like, ah!
They see a dog coming, they run and run up the tree. Come on, baby, come on, let me help you up. Instead of
Yeah.
getting up the tree first. Yeah, dog bit me in the ass while I was putting my kid up the tree. But hey, I mean, hey, my
Yeah.
kid's okay.
Oh man,
No, but and then I don't know. The follow-up news is like all the Avengers are starting to send him videos.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, Captain
Yeah.
America sent him one. Yeah.
Captain America, Bruce Banner, the Hulk, and Robert Downey Jr.
So,
They all-
Yeah,
Wait.
yeah.
Wait, hold on. So are these the actual characters, or are these these cats that come out of prison who wear
Nah.
No. These are the actual actors. Yeah, no, the actual actors did.
Okay, all right.
I read that. Yeah.
All right,
This
let's
ain't-
make sure. Let's make that.
This ain't the These ain't the twerking Spider-Man, man. These are the real actors. You know, Chris Evans.
Good for
Yeah.
him though, man. Damn, that's hella dope, dude.
Yeah.
But didn't he say something to the effect that he wasn't a hero? Like
Yeah, he said I'm not a hero. Yeah.
Humble,
Yeah.
humble.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
even better. Like that just speaks
Yeah.
volumes to this kid, man. He's growing up to be a great person and a good young man.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so all the citizens of Randomville, spread the word about our podcast. I want to get famous enough to the point where once news like this come out, we can bring Little Man on and y'all can praise him on our show. So let's get a bigger fan base so we can get some people on here like that. Because I would love to have Little Man and have all of us tell him how much we adore him. Because for real, that's some hero stuff. And to be humble to say I'm not a hero, that's a big thing. But speaking of being heroes, we got a hero of the pod, Mr. Moses over here, one of our city government. Mr. Moses got a new segment on, so I'm gonna send it over to him.
All right, y'all. So I came up with an idea to drop a few Randomville random Q&As. These consist of randomness from anywhere, from sports, from current events to just random questions. So I'm gonna go ahead and start off with Q1. I'm gonna
froze.
hold up, you froze, bro. You gotta Q1 go.
Dang, what about now?
Yeah, there we go.
If you're gonna have a segment of your own, Moses, you gotta make sure your internet is stable.
Let's edit that out. All right, you guys ready? And
Yeah, we're ready.
3, 2.
Go.
All right, so I'm gonna drop this question, and then you guys pass around. I guess I'll give it to John first. But so Q1, if you could give advice to someone who is moving here to America for the first time, what would it be?
This
A little more serious question.
You're talking about like brand new, like fresh.
Yeah,
fresh
never
off the
been
boat.
here before. Decided to move here and live out the American dream.
I tell that person to kind of not focus on like the big, like materialistic things, because I know like I came to this country like when I was like 7 years old, and I knew how it was. Like you kind of like have your image of like what America would be.
Yeah.
And you kind of have like this, kind of like star-studded image of what it is. But I'd tell them not to pay attention to the, the big stuff and materialistic stuff, and just, work at your own pace. And because you realize getting here, like, you just don't get stuff like right away. You gotta work for it, and you can't compare yourself to anybody else, and just work on your own. Work on your own pace. Just grind.
That's some good advice right there for anybody moving to America. You better take that in, man. That's important. Like, I mean, really, like, I can see that. I can totally see that.
Yeah, I see my parents do it. I see my parents do it. So,
Yeah, man. That's inspiring, though. For a lot of people, trying to come here and all that.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna throw it over to Chris.
All right. Something that I always preach, not just to somebody who come here, from another country looking to make the American dream, but something I preach to these guys here, to my kids, to my nieces and nephews, to any of my friends that ask me for advice because they want to know how I got to where I got. And the main thing I want to tell people is find your passion. Right. It might not be the $1 million 6-figure job. It might not be fame and fortune, but find your passion. Right. Going way back to high school days, I knew I had something with IT. Like I love computers. I took the first computer class that my high school ever offered, and I was disappointed because it had something to do with, it was all like how to make Word documents or something like that. I want to learn more. And, I did do a stint in the Navy for 10 years, but as soon as I got out, I fell right back into the passion that of being in IT and having that job. And you tend to, like what John was saying, the advice of grinding, you tend to grind more, to push yourself harder when it's something you're passionate about. And, like I said, it might not be, a main, the newest hot trap rapper, or, it might not be the YouTube star or the movie star that you came here and you wanted to be. But if you're passionate about it, there's nothing that's going to stop you from working harder to get where you want to be. Right. There's no ceiling in almost any job. Right. It's how much work you want to put into it. And if you're doing something you don't like, it's going to be a drudge every day to get yourself into that mindset, to get yourself focused, to even start. So out of an 8-hour day, if you're pushing yourself to even get started, you might only work, 4 hours because it took you just mentally time to prepare and get into that groove. Whereas if you're passionate about it, you wake up and you're ready to go. Like, I'm going to go to work. This is what I got to do. You go to work, you're focused, and you push yourself further. And that would be my advice. Is find what you want to do. And then know you're not always going to start at the top. That's the big thing.
All right. Hell yeah, man. That's for the Aborigines trying to come over here. That's what you need. And that's important though, man. Your passion is everything. You got to follow yourself. You can't follow what everybody else is trying to do in the way, that they're trying to do it. That's dope. I like that. All right, Will, let's hear it, man.
All right, some people gonna get mad at me and go, hey, don't go to Texas.
They got some big houses in Texas.
Oh man.
No, but I would say, hey, anyone coming here that's never been here, when you get here, as the other guy said, number one is find something. Whatever you did from wherever you're coming from, maybe it's something that you can do the same thing here. But again, you're not going to start out at the top. You're going to have to start out at the bottom. That's pretty much how it works. But then be genuine with what you're doing. Whether it's if you're cooking or you're working on computers or you work at, some people come here and, hey, they're cleaning office buildings. But guess what? That's how they started out. Some people started out doing that. Guess what? Now they own companies that they have employees that work for them that go clean buildings. That's how they started out. So I'd say, just be genuine. And as Chris said, be passionate about what you're going to do. And again, don't go to Texas.
Yeah. All right. Take it from Uncle Will. Don't be going to Texas, y'all. if you're going to move here.
Come to California.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to ask you. Where would you want them to come to?
I honestly, I'd say California, maybe Hawaii, but yeah, most likely California. It's one of the more progressive states.
Yeah,
it really is, and it has been for a long time.
That culture-wise too. Yeah.
Culture-wise, it's just such a. I've been places where people were talking. I had no clue what language they were speaking, and I'm talking over half the people there were speaking a language I didn't understand. That's because it's a melting pot, man.
That's wild. All right, Nate.
Multicultural.
All right, Nate. Let's hear it, May.
Don't believe what you see on TV.
Number one.
That's the very first thing. Don't believe what you see on TV. And when you come here, understand that we all understand what you're trying to do, and it's the American dream. You want it. You want that. You want that picket fence, that house. You want that family. You want that success. You want that wealth. But understand, to everybody's point here, it takes a lot of hard work, and it takes grinding. To that, to John's point, just grinding. And you might not get to that point, but you're here. You're, one of the things that you have to remember is being in America. I'll say this: it's not a right. It's a privilege. It's really a privilege. And that's, I think, one thing that we forget as Americans also. It's a privilege to be here. We have freedoms that other places don't have, or other countries don't have. And you know what? The freedom to work hard and to achieve success on your own, that's a privilege in and of itself. Like, some people don't even have that opportunity. So when you come over here, don't believe what you see on TV, and opportunities out there. You just got to go get it, and you got to go find it. To Chris's point, find your passion. But really, and if opportunity does knock, and if it's something that you say, oh, well, I'm better than that. No, take that opportunity, because that opportunity might be the stepping stone to something bigger than you can ever imagine. So.
Yeah, that's huge, man. Don't believe what you see on TV, man. That's very important, because as Americans, we even have to remind ourselves that, from time to time, and seeing all these things, that happen on TV that's so entertaining, and it's very easy, to believe, and just dive into and be a little biased on. But that's what I recommend as well too, is if anybody is coming here to America, keep your open mind that it brought you here. You know what I mean? Don't fall into that closed mindedness, because that's a pitfall here in America in many ways, when it comes to social problems and even the justice system too. That was a good question, y'all. Who had made up that question?
Who made up that question?
All right, cool. So question 2. Once again, since I got cut out on the last one, I better not get cut out again. But every week, we're gonna pass on a 3-question Q&A, and everybody comes up with random questions. We don't know what the question's gonna be. We just have to answer off of the top of our head. So here goes question 2. Question 2: what decade would you rather live in, and why? From the 1900s till present day. All right, let's go again in the same order. John.
Oh, it was random, dude.
Randomville, bro.
You know what? I'd like to have my adulthood like towards the 80s. Like, I kind of like that era of things, like, like early 80s, mid 80s, because I feel like just sports wise too, like, you kind of had like, that was like the beginning of like just like freshness. Like, you had like the Mike Tysons, you had the Michael Jordan, you know what I mean? Like, just like a switch to like being cool at sports versus just like older athletes and stuff like that. But like, it was probably fun to live in that era, like music wise too. Like, 80s had some nice music. I feel like I'd be an 80s adult.
Hell yeah. You're already an 80s baby.
Not an 80s baby, I'd be an 80s adult.
like a 70s baby.
Yeah, I'd be a 70s baby.
Hell yeah, man. The music and shit, and then the dancing too and all that.
And you get to see like the growth of it, you know what I mean? Like, you kind of like see the shift. That's what I was looking for, like the shift of like everything moving from like disco to like hip hop, you know what I mean? And then the beginning of that culture.
A lot of different cultures had it had transitioned during that time, the 80s. My wife is trying to face time me right now. That ain't happening.
Uh-oh. If we don't see Moses on next week's pod, we all know why.
Like, decline.
Podcast. All right, Chris. What era would you rather live in?
I already lived through it, but I would like to be an adult during the 90s era. I think although 80s did have some great R&B, some great, the start of hip hop, I think 90s was like the golden era of hip hop. We had a
Yeah.
lot of great and although at the time we did have the whole East Coast West Coast feud. For those of us who didn't care too much about what coast we were from, we did have some great hip hop tracks. And my favorite, although I do love R&B, my favorite type of music, which is that New Jack Swing with that with all those Another Bad Creation,
Okay.
Boys the Men, when they started releasing some of those fast tracks from R&B and had that New Jack Swing, I was in love with that type of. I could get lost in my whatever I'm doing if I got some New Jack Swing playing. But I also think at that time I always thought, like, what would I be doing right now if I was an adult? Sitting at home as a kid.
Damn, I wish I was grown.
Yeah. I'm always like, man, I wish I was a grown person. And like, I see these things going down on TV and revert back to what Nate said on the last, his answer to the last question. Like, I'm going off of what I saw on TV, but from what I saw on TV, I would have been hyped as an adult in the 90s. That's all I'm saying. So,
hell yeah.
Plus that was like the start of like all my passions, IT, the Rock. I don't know how better the way to put it, but the Rock. He became Dwayne the Rock Johnson became a wrestler in the 90s. Stone Cold. Stone Cold, I still love you, bro. Even though the Rock is like my favorite, I still love Stone Cold, Austin 316. So I think it would have been hype if I was an adult, because I could have, paid my own way, went out to these events, saw these dudes live at the heyday of the wrestling, and so and then in sports, you're talking about Kobe as a year 3 Kobe. You're talking about as a rookie, Shaquille O'Neal. You're talking about seeing Iverson, Marbury. All these rookies back in the day just coming up and honestly changing the game of what they were playing.
True.
So that'd be my era. I want to be adult in the 90s.
Yeah, I guess you could say that was another like a transition era, like how it was with the 80s. But I guess you could say that about a lot of decades, man. That's interesting. All right, Will.
Well, I would like to have been an adult in the 70s, and the reason why I was a
weren't you an adult in the 70s?
Man, see, because I know kids are gonna listen to this, I ain't gonna say what I'm about to say, man. No, seriously, I was 12, 13, 14 years old, going into high school, man, and especially in the latter part of the shut up, Chris. In the latter part of the 70s. And it was such a cool time. So we would have the side of town I grew up on, there were like maybe 3 different what we called the projects. So you had Weaver's Court, which was where all the Hellraisers lived, for the most part. I mean, motherfuckers fight at the drop of a hat, but it wasn't a fight where somebody pulled out a gun and shot you. You might get beat up by somebody, but you ain't gonna get. At least you get to go home that night. You don't have to go to the hospital. I thought the music back then made such an impact on today's music.
Yeah.
If I'd have been in my mid 20s, early 30s in 1976, man, and know what I know now back then. As they say, I'd be running things, man. I'd be running it all, man. But it was just such a cool time. I don't know. Again, I think back to the vibe, the vibe, how we as kids acted. We didn't talk back to adults. I tell you that right now. You didn't. You didn't have to know them. They didn't have to know you. You just didn't talk back to them. It was totally different than it is now. I mean, little kids talk back to you. Hey, you ain't my daddy. I'm glad I ain't your daddy, boy. Because if I wasn't daddy, I'd kick your little ass. I'd probably be in jail because I'd have probably killed you already.
Choke your little ass out.
But give me that decade of the 70s, man. I thought it was just a great transition from the 60s.
Yeah, it's that was that carefree era, in a sense.
Almost, yeah, not as carefree, I think, as the 1960s, but definitely a little bit more carefree.
In a different way, yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Nate. What decade?
Whew. All your decades are great. I love them, and I'm gonna go back even one further. I'm gonna go to 60s. God, why the 60s? I mean, you talk about being an adult, right? I mean, so much happened in the 60s. I think that kind of paved the way for the 70s, the 80s, and the 90s.
100%.
God, I mean, honestly, it's like I always wish to go back in history and see what it was like. Go back in time. I mean, then just to see to Uncle Will's point, the respect that people have for one another. I mean, yeah, there were some hard times. And look, that was still a time of what the civil rights. That was during the civil rights movement, right? I mean, that was when things. And I think that's when things for me. I would love to see how everything kind of played out on a first in-person level, right? We read the history books. We watch the shows. We watch the movies. We watch the documentaries. All this, but it's like, I mean, what was that? That was JFK was assassinated right in the 60s. Martin Luther King, right, Jr. was assassinated in the 60s. But to me, it's like that was a time when I think people really kind of, they knew what was supposed to happen, but it was a tangle between what should have happened and what people were fighting, against to happen. I think, and also like people, it was different. I love the 90s. Don't get me wrong. I grew up in the 90s. I love the 80s. I love the 70s. I didn't grow up in the 70s. I was born in the 80s, so I didn't get raised in the 70s. But I mean, my dad told me about the 70s when he was raised.
Yeah.
But I think that, I think didn't we what was it, land on the moon in the 60s or near the end of the 60s?
Yeah, it was July 20th, 1961, I think.
So this is like the anniversary of it?
Yeah, yesterday. Was today or yesterday was the anniversary? Yeah, that we put a man on the moon. Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, I mean,
it was 62.
That's the kind of thing. Like I just think about all the big moments in history. There's a lot of stuff that I would have loved to have been a part of as an adult and witness, in person. So.
Yeah, definitely, man.
Free love.
Like it's like what you said. Like the 60s had a lot of different like movements. Like you had like the anti-war movement. You had like women's rights. You had civil rights. You had like what was the other one? I think it was like student rights or something like that. Like there was a lot of things that had paved the way to where we are now, and I would honestly want to be in the 70s just because of how like that movement had happened, and in the 70s kind of transitioned into like a little bit of a fresh taste of a little more freedom like than usual, you know what I mean? And then people's words were as a whole were taken a little more seriously than like previous decades. Like the people's voices counted. I think even gay rights too, or some shit like that too, right? In the 60s or something. Was it the 60s?
I think that was that's
where it began or something like that.
Yeah, probably in the 60s, then the 70s, but more so in the 80s, I think, where you started seeing more that it used to be you're gay, you're either lesbian or you're the other side, and so but then now you got LGBTQ plus. I'm not 100% on the plus thing on plus.
That's what I'm saying.
That's everybody.
It paved like a way to where we are right now, you know?
Wait a second. That's what the plus means? Like just anything else they want to add
Everything
on there?
else. Yeah. It's anything else.
Okay.
Plus.
I didn't know.
I had to look it up, man. Years ago. I'm like, well, wait a minute. I get LGBTQ, but plus,
Yeah.
what's the plus? So I had to go look it up. Go, oh, okay.
Chris.
ESPN. Oh, my bad.
ESPN
My bad.
Plus.
I didn't know you get it. I didn't know you get it in a bundle package with Disney and Hulu.
Yeah, but it's anything else. And then it's just anything else. Like, okay.
All right, cool. All right, so let's move on to the last question. This one is more of a scenario, I guess you could say. A little more humor involved in this one, but let's go. Question 3. Would you rather go to jail for 5 years for a drug deal you weren't part of? Or would you rather get away as a getaway driver for someone who just robbed a bank, but you have to live under the fear of being caught for the rest of your life?
Okay.
I'm gonna change up the order. So let me give it to Will. First one.
Well, that's an easy one, man. I ain't going to jail, man. All right. Listen, I'll live under the threat of being arrested. I ain't telling on myself. Not ever who I was with. I got to make sure I can depend on them to do this. Hey, we ain't gonna tell on ourselves. The threat of being arrested versus being in prison, 2 different things. I ain't going to jail. That's my final answer.
What if you get caught though?
What if? See, but if was a fifth, we'd all be drunk. No. No.
Do your 5, Will. Just do your quick 5.
That ain't quick.
There ain't nothing quick about 5 years of freedom.
Just eat and pump iron, man.
Like I said, just eating and just pumping iron and eating and shit. No.
Just eat them ramen burritos that they be making.
Like I said, we got away with it. That if we got away with it, I just can't see me and ever who I'm with getting arrested later. Getting arrested later.
But
We gonna do it again.
But you never know. They could turn on you.
But I know if you have to go do 5 years in the pen, that's 5 years.
You be turning on people.
Oh shit. All right, Chris, go.
I seen too many. What is it? Orange is the New Black. Oz, Prison Break. I mean, I seen way too many. What is the one where they scared straight? To know that I would, no matter how much people yelled at me in the military, I would not do well in prison. I'd probably be scared more doing my 5 years in jail than I would be knowing that I could get caught one day on the run. Yep. So I am going to run, and I'm not an expert on law and how to run away from the cops, but I feel like there's one point in my life where I lived in my car, and I had to find places to park where I wouldn't get a ticket or wouldn't get woken up by the police. So I feel like I have enough experience on hiding just to be able to sleep at night, where I could run for a very long time, or at least get to a foreign country. So jail is not in my cards, and I will continue to run. And actually, y'all don't even know where I'm broadcasting from right now because I'm running.
Oh shit, that's funny, man. That's a good point, dude. That's a good point, man. All right, Nate, what you got?
Oh, running. I'm not going to jail. No way. That is the easiest choice of my life. And you know what? To Chris's point, I'm going to a foreign country that has no extradition to the United States. I'll tell you that much. I'll take part of that money and I'm out. If I can run, I'm gonna head somewhere. I'll change my identity. Not gonna find me. I can't see myself doing jail time.
I've seen enough Fast and Furious movies. I know I just have to go south of the border, bro.
Oh shit! All right, John.
Man, do I gotta go against the grain right now?
You go ahead and do your man.
Do your 5.
Because look, am I sentenced 5 years?
Yeah.
That means I got to do 85%. 85% good behavior. I'm a good guy. I'm out of there.
Do you know what 85% is?
Yeah, it's like 4 in a couple months. Versus like living in fear for like the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Hey man, that's a lap. That's called a lap. That's a long ass time, man. No.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, I can't. Like the only thing that would kill me is like the whole thing about just living in fear of like being caught. Like I'd be so uncomfortable with just that whole thing. At least like with jail, like you get to like face whatever you gotta face.
You have to be careful, man.
You gonna be in jail. You gonna be living in fear of joining that LGBTQ plus community.
But I'm a snitch though. I'm a snitch on everybody. You gonna make a dick. You gonna end up like Tracy Morgan on the
longest yard. I just watched that yesterday too, man. That's funny.
That's funny as hell.
Ding-a-ling.
You gonna end up tying that undershirt inside out, bro.
Oh shit.
That's funny. Well. So I'd go to jail because the motherfucker that robbed the bank only got $1,000 out of it. So.
Well, you didn't give us that part.
Yeah,
man.
you didn't give us the money.
That was just made up. That was just made up.
Going to jail for 5 years for $1,000? That ain't fair.
I would go to jail. I would go to jail in hopes that I could fight that case and then get paid afterwards for being wrongly accused for something that I didn't do.
I thought you were driving the car.
Well,
you're an accessory, damn it.
It's a drug deal.
It was a drug deal. In the first question.
Okay. All right.
First one. It went wrong but you get blamed for it and you wasn't even there. You have no part of.
Like I said, I'm running. I'm running. I ain't even looking back.
I see in Prison Break, who's holding whose pocket, John or Moses?
We gotta stick together, man.
We ride together, we die together.
Bad decisions for life.
Bad decisions for life.
Bad decisions for life.
Oh shit. So that's it for the Q&A, yo.
Yeah, that was a great segment. We don't have to come up with the name for that segment. That was a good segment. I like the questions. Some hard hitting questions and
that's some random ass shit too, Mo.
Yeah, definition. Ended it really good. Ended really good.
Randomville.
Why don't you guys give a shout out to the citizens? Go ahead, Mo.
You guys stay blessed, man. That's what it is. That's what the motto is.
All right, Nate.
Stay safe and love one another.
All right, John.
Stay dangerous.
Stay dangerous. All right, Uncle Will.
Yeah, as I always say, hey, like Nate, be safe and take care of one another. That's the best thing we can do right now for each other.
All right, citizens of Randomville, thank you for coming out for one more week to have a little town hall meeting with your local government of Randomville. We will be back next week. As always, subscribe. Click that bell so you're notified when anything comes up, and we will see you next week. Have a good one.
All right, everybody. Peace.
And that wraps up one more week, citizens of Randomville. That is like 12 weeks now that we've been giving you these podcasts. Listen, we appreciate it. Us as the local government of Randomville, we love that you come out and listen. We love that you come out and watch. Go ahead and give us that like on this video. If you're on YouTube, subscribe, hit that bell. That way you're notified when any new videos come out. If you're on Apple Podcasts, if you're on Spotify, if you're on Google Podcasts, Anchor.fm, anything that you can listen to the audio version of this, we appreciate it. Subscribe to our channel, leave some feedback, leave us some comments, give us them like those 4, 5, 6 stars, however many that the platform lets you do. We appreciate it. We're very humbled by any of the followers and fans, any of you good citizens of Randomville. We're very humbled that you are part of our community. For my social media fans, if you on Instagram, check us out at randomville_CA. That's when we'll let you know when new episodes drop with a little bit of information of what those episodes will contain. You want to check out my man Moses? He has an account at Wisdomatic Fathers. Go ahead and follow him. Post some great content for you to follow, some inspirational stuff. My personal account at Cash Exploit. I do some gaming. I do a little bit of videos here and there. So come check us out, follow us, give us those subscriptions. We appreciate it. As always, through Blood or Bond, one love, fam.